To the heavyweight division we go. BRYANT Acheson versus Josh Watson. Our tale of the tape is presented by Karma Coin.
Big thing that jumps out here in this shot is the weight. He had a 30-pound advantage as Josh Watson, a little bit bigger. You can utilize that by leaning on your opponent. However, he is a little bit shorter. He has 3 inches, does BRYANT, on his opponent, Josh Watson.
Josh Watson, set for his first fight in BKFC, has had 10 pro MMA bouts, was a college football player, an offensive lineman, predominantly a center at the University of Maine. Watson said, from college football to MMA and now to bare knuckle, he feels that he not only brings work ethic, he brings outstanding footwork for a heavyweight.
That's true. One thing I really liked what he said he's done with MMA now. He's dedicated full time to bare knuckle, and that's what you want to hear, that level of commitment from these guys.
Josh Watson, a regular sparring partner for Frank Mir in his April boxing match versus Steve Cunningham. He said, with Mir, I got high-level boxing sparring, and I have used that, built upon that, for this bout tonight.
He definitely said he wants to utilize the clinch, being the bigger, stronger guy. Also, he wants to get off first. He says that's the key to him getting a victory, is to be able to get off first.
Fighting here in his home city, Billings, Montana, BRYANT Acheson. BKFC debut as well for him. He's had 1 pro MMA bout, 1 pro boxing bout, an outstanding amateur boxer. 248-16 was his AMI boxing record.
That is unreal. Wrestler since the age of 6, football player. This guy is just a pure athlete.
Acheson said of Josh Watson, I know he's physically strong, I know he has big punching power, but he's flat-footed. I'm taller, but I'm lighter, I'm quicker, and I'm going to be the vastly better mover.
Yeah, he feels like that is the key. He's got to move. He knows he's small. He wants to move around. He wants to confuse his opponent. He knows exactly what his opponent's going to try to do, get inside. He wants to make him pay every time he does.
Acheson told us something that's so refreshing to hear from a heavyweight. He said, for me, this is not about the one-punch knockout. It's about the accumulation knockout. Big, consistent shots with volume. Don't load up, don't overswing. Be precise, get the TKO rather than the KO.
Absolutely, utilize that speed. Stay on his bike the whole time. He knows he's a little bit taller than his opponent. He knows he's faster than his opponent. He wants to utilize that, stay on the outside, do what he can.
To get this heavyweight bout started, we go back to Jeff Houston.
Fight fans of Billings, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Karma Coin. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands an even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 263 pounds. Tonight he makes his bare knuckle debut. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, here is Josh "Stay Down" Watson. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white and black. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 232.5 pounds. He also makes his bare knuckle debut. Fighting out of Billings, Montana, here is Defiant BRYANT Acheson. And our referee in charge of the action, Big Dan Mergliata.
BRYANT Acheson said, movement is my key to victory. Watson said, my key to victory is to land in the mid-range and then get back to the outside quickly. 2 big heavyweights, and of course, Dan Mergliata, still the biggest man in the ring. Round number 1, white trunks. For the fighter from here in Billings, Montana, Bryant Atchison. Black charge for Josh Watson, and just like that, down goes Josh Watson.
He talked about being heavy-handed, and he sure showed it right there. You better quit that celebration right now. This is still bare knuckle. You never know. Oh.
Atchison loading up, but he was caught with that left-handed counter. And down goes Watson again. We might be done, and we are. Just like that, game, set, match in his home city of Billings, Bryant Atchison.
And Sean, you always talk about the way they fall, the referee's looking at it, and that's exactly what happened right there. He felt awful awkward. Looked like he was totally out. They're never going to let that fight go on if you have a good referee, and we got some of the best in the business right here.
Well, there are BKFC debuts, Chris, and then there are BKFC debuts.
Yeah, he really showcased everything he wanted to right there. Well, maybe not, because it was a lot faster than I think anybody anticipated. I thought he was going to showcase a little bit more speed, his accuracy, but he didn't have time to because he landed the good punches too quick.
So for a fighter who said this is not about a one-punch knockout for me, he just got a one-punch knockout.
Maybe he was lying to us, though. He thought we were going to tell his opponent or something. I don't know, but he definitely had the one-punch ability right there.
Atchison thought this would be about precision shots, about volume, but it was all about power and accuracy.
Yeah, the accuracy was the big thing. You could throw a big punch if you hit the guy on the top of the head and break your hand, it doesn't help. He threw the right punch, hit him in the right place, put him down. And here again is that replay, just caught him right in the button. Looked like his knee kind of buckled him in a strange way when he fell.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Big Dan Mergliata, calls a stop to this fight at 30 seconds into round number 1 for your winner by KO, Defiant Bryant Atchison.
Fantastic debut for Bryant Atchison. He looked great out there. He looked like he really understands the distance right there. That probably comes from having almost 300 amateur fights, but he looked fantastic to me.
Just saw the real look of genuine disappointment on the face of Josh Watson. He really felt that he had the game plan, the skill set to win his BKFC debut, but it was Bryant Atchison. Again, that precision, that power. There is knockdown number 1, and there is the final punch of the fight. Victorious by way of first-round knockout, Bryant Atchison defeats Josh Watson.
Nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Saturday, August 8th, the roar of Sturgis Bike Week meets the thunder of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. BKFC rumbles into the Buffalo Chip with an action-packed night, headlined by the unbeaten Defiant Bryant Atchison, taking on the dangerous knockout artist who's been on a roll, Mike Jones. Plus, heavyweight giants collide as Bear the Last Barbarian Hill battles the towering 6'7" Brady Big Bird Meister. Watch it on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
Heavyweights for you now. Our tale of the tape is presented by Ball Boys for Bear Hill versus Billy Swanson.
The big fellas, Sean, both guys very tall. You got Hill with a 1-inch height advantage, but that's it. Exact same reach, 74, exact same fit size, almost the exact same weight.
People count in prison when I was growing up. But these are
Billy Swanson now set for fight number 1 at BKFC. He's had 7 bouts as a professional in mixed martial arts. Swanson wrestled King University NCAA Division II level, and he holds the rank of brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But with that grappling pedigree, Billy Swanson wanted to talk to us in our fighter meeting about his striking and about his movement. Swanson said I've been told that as a big heavyweight I cannot move, but I'm going to disprove that. I have throughout my career in wrestling and in pro MMA. I will showcase elusive movement. I will use my jab as, quote, a stopper and a finder.
Loves the switch stances, like you said, but he feels like early in his career he was a forward, aggressive fighter. Now he's matured, he understands. He's a very good counter striker as well. He can do it all, and he wants to showcase that tonight.
Swanson, who is naturally right-handed, told us, I will switch stances to southpaw when appropriate, and when it's appropriate, I think it will really disrupt the rhythm in the game planning of Bear Hill.
Well, he will get inside, he will wear him down, push his opponent backwards. He feels like he's gonna mentally break him by making him miss and making him feel like he's not able to land any shots.
Bear Hill enters 1-0 in BKFC. He has also had 3 pro MMA bouts. Hill told us, I want to be extremely aggressive early in this fight, and if Billy Swanson is still standing, then I will move to the outside tactically and then begin to work off of my long jab.
He feels like he's gonna land that short overhand right. That's gonna be a big punch for him. Feels like, I love when he predicts it. So he's gonna come out in the second round, he's gonna knock his opponent out. You never know what's gonna happen, but I love it when somebody has a game plan.
Bear Hill, Chris cited one of your great bare knuckle techniques. He said the shoulder bump to the uppercut on the inside, something you do better than I think anyone on the planet. Hill said, I will find openings off of my jab. Billy Swanson, I believe, is mainly a ground fighter in MMA. I think he's going to keep rushing forward to the clinch. I will then step back, and then I will turn over my power punches with a solid base.
Use a lot of feints, use a lot of traps, wait for him to come in and catch him at the end of his punch, right when his opponent comes forward.
Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Ball Boy, skincare for athletes. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and gold. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, 264.8 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 8 fights and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Soddy Daisy, Tennessee, here is Billy Big Sexy Swanson. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and white with red trim. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 264.2 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1-0. Fighting out of Ardmore, Arkansas, here is Bear, the Last Barbarian, Hill. And our referee in charge of the action, Big Dan Mergliata.
Billy Swanson told us, I know Bear Hill is very strong physically. My main concern, Swanson said, is Hill's overhand right. Round number 1. Black and white trunks for Bear Hill. Black and gold trunks for Billy Swanson. Hill coming forward off the right hand to the inside. Short right uppercut. Fast start from Bear Hill. They're looking to counter as Billy Swanson. He does with the right hand. Swanson on the left hand. Now forward pressure from Billy Swanson.
See, the corner of Swanson telling him forward pressure. They don't want to let Bear Hill decide when the fight happens.
Hill now circling out. Swanson trying to cut the ring effectively. 125 remaining, round number 1 of this heavyweight bout. Half-tie plump from Billy Swanson on the uppercut. Short right hand. Open striking guard for Swanson. Tighter striking guard for Bear Hill. Hill trying to step in with the right hand, and he does. Fast start, now a measured pace from both Hill and Swanson.
You see Swanson really working on getting outside that lead foot. Not anymore because they switched the stance.
To the inside, working the half-tie plum is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt, Billy Swanson. Swanson on the left hook. And that's ruled as a push down by Dan Mergliata. Officially a slip. Right back to it. Extended left hand from Ortho now for Hill, and there's the up jab. Swanson from the center circle, looking to explode in on the underhook. Smart exit from Bear Hill. Hill now looking to come forward. 20 seconds remaining, round number 1. Hill off the jab. Swanson, the natural right-hander, as you see, he is in southpaw.
Both these guys switching stances so often makes it difficult to get a good read on your opponent.
Hill now with the half-time glove, short right hand. Straight right hand from Hill just before the bell did it. Round 1.
Sean, like you talked about, both guys started off very aggressive and very explosive, and then that fight really settled. Both guys trying to figure out exactly how to find their openings and their power shots.
All you got to do is start with a jab in the face. He's staying southpaw. You can stay right hand.
Cut man Perez up on the stool.
I want you to just touch his
Do his cut work against a big fella.
When you're clinching, you're winning every one of those exchanges in the clinch, okay?
These are two very big heavyweights. Hill 6'2", weighed in at 264.2. Swanson 6'1", weighed in at 264.8.
That was the first round for Swanson. Let's see if he has adjusted, figured out the range. It's a little bit different from MMA.
Seconds out called. You just heard the 10-second clack. Sportsmanship continues between these two powerful heavyweights. Touch of hands up to scratch, round 2. Forward off of the jab and the hook jab to start the second round is Bear Hill. Now Hill taking himself backwards by design. Swanson to the mid-range right hand. Counter. Double right hands from Hill. That was slick. See the much higher, tighter striking guard for Hill. Overhand left from Swanson.
As these guys are southpaw versus right-handed, whoever can get outside that lead foot who has the advantage.
Open-chested now is Billy Swanson. Good elusiveness from Bear Hill.
Gotta be careful, he's backing straight up.
Hill on the right hand to the chest. Swanson resets, right hand to the head from Bear Hill. Hill not getting that right hand through, deftly blocked by the left forearm of Billy Swanson.
However, Hill is the one who's being more aggressive at this point, going first.
They're looking for the 2 to the body. Swanson talked to us a lot about movement, Chris, right now. Relatively stationary from the center circle, but coming forward on cue is Billy Swanson.
He lands that overhand left, that looping shot, hard to block.
45 seconds remaining, round 2. Swanson to the inside, Hill off the ring rope side, and down goes Billy Swanson. Ruled a slip by Mergliata, right back to it. Hill treating it like a knockdown now, heavy pressure coming forward. Swanson on the canvas from the slip. Now Hill trying to turn this into a knockdown, and he does with the right hand.
Just overwhelming pressure. Swanson looks a little tired at this point, Sean.
There's the mandatory 8, given to Swanson by Mergliata. Late here in round number 2. Hill staying measured, Chris, on that knockdown.
It didn't look like it was anything overwhelming, any bad punch. It was just being tired, it looked like.
We move to round 3.
Once again, I didn't see anything clean really land too much against Swanson. It just looked like he was getting punched a lot. Went down. Doesn't matter, still a huge round for Bear Hill. Like I said, nothing great into those exchanges. A lot of punches being thrown. Most of those are being blocked, but just continually throwing. That's a good body shot. Maybe Swanson just felt like I need to get down before I take something devastating. Not real sure.
See the slight swelling under Billy Swanson's left eye. Confirmation that round number 3 is upon us. A rare outdoor BKFC. Back-to-back years here in Sturgis, South Dakota, and round number 3. Bear Hill 1-0 in BKFC. Billy Swanson, his BKFC debut. Hill dropping Swanson in round number 2. Overhand right, swing and a miss from Swanson. Hill, you see the measuring. Clever on the left hand to the body. There's a straight right hand, double right hand from Bear Hill. Chris, Hill's doing a very good job throwing those double right hands. Left hand, and that's a clean knockdown.
Swanson just looks extremely tired at this point.
6, 7, 8. Put your hands up. Speed up. Ready? Go.
Hill staying measured, sporting touch of hands. See the parry from Swanson, switching back to orthodox. Now back to southpaw is Billy Swanson.
I don't like the way Swanson put his hands and covered up. Dangerous to do in this sport.
Hill cool as you like, staying measured. No rush, no panic on the knockdown. Hill staying methodical, landing his power punches. Big right hand from Hill. Swanson on his back foot. Clean right hand, knockdown number 3.
You can tell Swanson is not liking this. I think that's going to be all she wrote.
7, 8, 9, 10.
9 and 10. Victory for Bear Hill.
Swanson just didn't like what he was tasting. Getting hit too many times. We've talked about it, Sean. This is bare knuckle. It's a little bit different than people think. First fight, you never know what to expect from a fighter. I mean, Hill did a great job in his first fight, but even better in his second appearance.
Bear Hill is very soft-spoken. He's very well-spoken. No histrionics, no calling out anyone, no trying to thug his opponents. And cool as you like Bear Hill, 2-0 in BKFC. He is a heavyweight to watch.
And what I really liked about what Hill did, look, every time he knocked his opponent down, he didn't rush. He just picked him apart. He didn't jump all over him and give the opponent a chance to throw a big power counter shot. He just continued to come forward. Nice, even pace. Waited for his openings, landed hard shots, got the victory. And look at that pose. You got to like the pose, Sean.
Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Big Dan Mergliata, reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute 20 seconds, round number 3. For your winner by KO, Bear, the last Barbarian Hill.
And Bear Hill in that fight looked much improved from his first fight, looked more relaxed, more in control of the range. He looked like a guy who's going to be tough to deal with at that size.
Billy Swanson wanted to showcase his movement, but Bear Hill now channeling an 1860s bare knuckle boxer here in 2025, and bare knuckle fighting showcased his movement, cutting off the ring, landing the right hands, 3 knockdowns to the finish. The winner by way of round 3 KO, Bear Hill defeats Billy Swanson.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Saturday, August 8th, the roar of Sturgis Bike Week meets the thunder of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. BKFC rumbles into the Buffalo Chip with an action-packed night, headlined by the unbeaten, defiant BRYANT Atchison, taking on the dangerous knockout artist who's been on a roll, Mike Jones. Plus, heavyweight giants collide as Bear, the last Barbarian Hill, battles the towering 6'7" Brady Big Bird MEISTER. Watch it on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
Heavyweights for you now. The numbers presented by Forged Irish Stout for Joe White versus Brady Meister.
And Meister with a significant 5-inch height advantage as well as a 5-inch reach advantage. He knows Joe White wants to get and land those hard shots. Meister's got to keep him at bay with those long punches.
This is fight number 3 in BKFC for Brady Meister. His bare knuckle fighting championship debut came June 2023. Meister defeated Connor McKenna by second round TKO. Meister 1-0 in pro MMA. Brady Meister told us in our fighter meeting, I'm going to keep moving my head, keep moving in and out, off of angles, and level changes as I come forward.
You can tell he's done his homework, he's studied. He said the main thing, he's got to beat that lead foot, that southpaw versus right hand, step outside. He wants to continue to move to the left to avoid his opponent's big shot.
Of his opponents in this heavyweight bout, Joe White, Brady Meister said he definitely has good punching power. I know White throws a very effective 1-2, but he is only truly effective when he can fully extend his punches. Meister said, I have to be the forward pressure fighter. I cannot allow White to dictate the range and make me go backwards.
Once again, really doing his homework, said he's got to move, do setups, bait him into throwing that 1-2, then get out of the way and counter with your own 1-2.
This is fight number 4 in BKFC for Joe White. 2 victories in BKFC for White. His most recent occurred September of last year when Joe White defeated Kendrick Myrie by 4th round technical knockout. White, a very good amateur boxer, amassing an amateur boxing record of 150-15. Joe White, who has a very big and colorful personality in our fighter meeting, told us, going to have a measured start, I'm going to utilize in and out movement, and I'm going to keep throwing body shots.
Well, he wants to be first the entire time, like you tell by that in and out motion, but he feels like his footwork's going to be too much, he's going to be too fast, and his hands are just going to be too fast for his opponent.
Of his opponent, Brady Meister, Joe White said, I think he's going to try to stay long. I think he's largely stationary on the outside, but White said, I have to be aware of the long, wild swings of Brady Meister.
He's coming in to be an animal this fight. He wants to end it quickly.
Back to the ring, and Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Presented to you by Forged Irish Stout. Not here to take part, here to take over. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall. His official weight, 236.2 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Great Falls, Montana, here is Brady Big Bird Meister. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears red and black. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 241.6 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 2 victories opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Broward County, Florida, here is Joe the Punisher White. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Joe White told us consistent pressure is my key to victory, and then he said this fight absolutely will not go the full 5 rounds. Round number 1. 1-2 off from scratch in the black trunks for Brady Meister. Red and black trunks for Joe White. Meister 6'7" to White 6'2". A deep crouching stance for Brady Meister. Hard left to the body, to the inside, right hand from Joe White on the exit. White to the inside, big hooks from Joe White.
I like those body shots. Oh!
On the counter, left hand, and that drops Joe White.
Joe White, let's see if he's just taking his time being smart.
A bad 6 is Joe White, now taking the mandatory 8 from Andrew Glenn.
I like what Joe White just did. He said, calm down, I'm fine.
From the knockdown. 2 to the body, big swings from White into the clinch. Quick separation from Andrew Glenn. 65 seconds remaining, round number 1. Meister coming forward, right hand from White. White continuing to throw big. Meister hands high and tight, throwing straight from the outside. Left hand, left hook. Big swings again from White. Meister looking to counter. Big left hand, one knockdown apiece.
Somebody's getting off the canvas to win this fight. And those are some powerful shots being thrown by Joe White. I love the body work he's doing. I feel like whoever was more hurt in this one, that was definitely Meister. He was more hurt from the knockdown than White.
White now stepping back, looking to explode in. Both fighters continuing to throw big lefts to the body from Meister. Meister framing cleverly. White hands high, stepping back, looking to hook the body. Body right hand. Left hand. 2-1 on the knockdown count for Joe White.
And Meister, I'm not sure he's looking pretty hurt at this point. No. Motivated to get up. He's ready to go. Look at him. He's yelling at the referee.
That ends round number 1.
2 knockdowns to him. You can just see the difference in the power. When Joe White throws these body shots, he comes upstairs afterwards. Those are devastating. I love the fact when White got knocked down, he looked over his corner and said, calm down, relax, I'm fine. He did a very smart thing we've talked about. This is his boxing background, Sean. When he got knocked down, he stayed down to the count of 8, then he got up. You don't jump up right away. You get your legs underneath your wits. He comes in. Just got hit as he was throwing. Didn't do the damage, but it did knock him down. And here's his knockdown. Just man, powerful, just overwhelming his opponent with powerful shots. And if you're Joe White, that's what you want to do. Get into the pocket and just batter him with those powerful shots. Oh! Dave Feldman always loving a good knockdown. Who doesn't love him? Come on, Dave.
Round number 2. 3 knockdowns in round number 1. And now the knockdown in round number 2, and there are 2 knockdowns apiece.
Once again, Joe White looks to be all right. Back and forth we go.
Meister knocking down White, then White knocking down Meister twice. That's round number 1. Early stages, round number 2. Meister knocking down White. White to the body. Meister coming forward on the feint step, on the level change. Right. Make it 3 knockdowns recorded by Brady Meister.
And White looks very hurt. He's hurt bad. I don't think he's getting up. So that's it.
This fight is
away.
And the win in dramatic fashion for Brady Meister.
All over the place was that fight. So many knockdowns. I cannot believe it looked like went one way, then the momentum totally changed. Wow. Did not see that fight coming. I thought after the first round, Joe White was clearly in control. Joe White, so confident, came with the flurry. Got caught with a little short punch. I thought he was all right. Just a clean right hand.
In our fighter meeting, Joe White said this fight absolutely will not go the full 5 rounds. White surely thought that he had the fight won when he dropped Meister twice consecutively in round number 1 after being dropped by Meister in the early stages of round 1. But then Brady Meister making the adjustment, 2 knockdowns in round number 2 to the finish. A 5 knockdown, 2 rounds heavyweight bout. Very entertaining between the victor Brady Meister and Joe White, who is certainly valiant in defeat.
So that's 2 fights in a row. We had somebody get up off the canvas to win. My favorite thing in this sport. Let's see if we can't get another one tonight.
Both fighters most definitely had their moments. White in the form of 2 knockdowns recorded, and Meister in the form of twice getting off the canvas and recording 3 knockdowns, including the final 2 of the fight. Here's Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 16 seconds into round number 2. For your winner by TKO, Brady Big Bird MEISTER.
What a victory for Meister. Showed true heart and determination, getting up off the canvas, not once but twice to get the knockout. Great fight.
Both fighters showing their power. Brady MEISTER showing his heart and his composure. Round number 1, MEISTER the knockdown, then Joe White fully taking over twice, dropping Brady MEISTER. MEISTER fast start off from scratch in round number 2. 2 knockdowns to the finish. The winner by way of second round technical knockout, Brady MEISTER defeats Joe White.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Saturday, August 8th, the roar of Sturgis Bike Week meets the thunder of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. BKFC rumbles into the Buffalo Chip with an action-packed night, headlined by the unbeaten, defiant BRYANT Atchison, taking on the dangerous knockout artist who's been on a roll, Mike Jones. Plus, heavyweight giants collide as Bear the Last Barbarian Hill battles the towering 6'7" Brady Big Bird MEISTER. Watch it on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
Feature fight time in the Cruiserweight division. Steve Townsend versus Mike Jones. Our tale of the tape is presented by Ford Irish Stout.
Almost identical. Both guys 6'2". 1 inch reach advantage for Mike Jones, not much. 3 centimeters bigger fizz for Townsend. Extremely even from this tail of the tape, Sean.
Mike Jones, set for BKFC bout number 4, his 5th overall in the sport of bare knuckle. Jones is at 21 pro MMA bouts. Jones told us in our fighter meeting, I am going to stay composed and patient throughout. I'll establish my jab from distance, smartly find straight rights to the body. Steve Townsend
will continually throw straight punches, wants to stay long. If an opponent comes in, he will clinch, make sure this isn't an inside fight, understands, has an MMA background, so he really understands the clinch well.
Jones said, I really respect Steve Townsend. I think he's going to be technical early, but then I think he is going to make this a rough fight. I think he is going to pull me into a brawl as this fight progresses.
He wants to make this a smart, clean, technical fight. Doesn't want to take clean shots. Be very smart with his defense.
6 wins in BKFC for Steve Townsend. His most recent victory occurred December of last year when he defeated Julio Perez by second round TKO.
And just keeps getting better than this guy. And look at the power he possessed. Just unloaded, got into the pocket, into where he wanted, and landed a slew of hard shots. Really wants to get a title fight. Once again, he was a journeyman. Now he's turned into an A-side fighter. He can be very good at this sport because this is his time. He believes he's going to come in and get the title immediately.
Steve Townsend, set for BKFC bout number 9, his 11th overall in the sport of bare knuckle. Townsend told us, I'm going to be extremely calm, extremely technical throughout this fight. If I have to be rugged, I will do so, but I want to be patient early, establish my 1-2s and my 2-1s.
He wants to start long, stay out, but then explode in and exit. Wants to be smart in this fight. Feints, make his opponent move, frustrate him with aggression. He wants to be the bigger and stronger fighter at all times.
As Jones in our fighter meeting talked about his respect for Steve Townsend in his fighter meeting talk to us about his respect for Mike Jones. Townsend said, Jones does very well from long range. I have to be aware of his quick jab, his lead hook, but I feel that he will struggle when I push him backwards. Here we go with Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Hard Rock Live on the BKFC app, we are now set for our feature fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the BKFC Cruiserweight division. Presented to you by the world's creamiest stout, Forged Irish Stout. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 205.2 pounds. His overall bare knuckle fighting record stands at 4 fights. Fighting out of Salt Lake City, Utah, here is Mike Jones. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and white. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 206 pounds. His bare knuckle fighting record stands at 6 victories opposite 4 defeats. Fighting out of Fort Pierce, Florida, by way of Miami, Florida. Here is Steve Tomahawk Townsend. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Mike Jones told us, I have to be aware of Steve Townsend's big right hook as he rushes forward. Round number 1. Black and white trunks for Steve Townsend, black trunks for Mike Jones. Overhand left from Jones. 2 very skillful fighters, 2 very intelligent fighters.
This is exactly where Mike Jones wants to fight. Outside moving, picking shots.
Long jab from Jones, jab right back from Townsend.
Jones looking to counter, throw the jab, make Townsend come in, counter right hand.
Long jab from Jones, Townsend now forward from southpaw, big left hand, counter right hand. That turns Steve Townsend. Townsend forward off of the corner, cushion left hand. Lockdown pressure down from Townsend, right hand, counter left hand. A big left hand to get on the counter from Jones, and that drops Steve Townsend.
Townsend is hurt badly. I'm not sure if he's getting up, Joe. That might be all she wrote. He's out, that's it.
8.
It might be, it could be. It is.
Victory for Mike Jones.
And Mike Jones is throwing power shots, landing beautifully. Wow, that was impressive as it gets.
Disappointment for Steve Townsend and elation for Mike Jones. He is now 3-1 in BKFC.
That's 4 bare knuckle fight victories in a row. And watch the way he blocked. He blocked you waiting for his time. Landed 2 hard shots. A third one to just make sure, exclamation, put the left hand, right hand, another left.
Our crafted replay presented by Forged Irish Stout.
And this guy, the higher weight class he gets, the better. He was a 170-pounder. He went to 185. He did well. 2-0. He just keeps getting better. Feels like he has more power. Doesn't have to cut that weight. Feels more explosive. It's really working for him.
All class in defeat for Steve Townsend. And all class in victory for Mike Jones again. All respect, no animosity coming in to this pivotal cruiserweight bout. Steve Townsend, Chris felt he had things going his way. The first left hand from Jones landed flush, and the second one was really the end of this fight.
I mean, I feel like Jones was backed against the corner, and you have to be careful against a guy like him. You back him in the corner, you know what's coming out, power, and he landed it.
And as elite fighters do, they're now discussing what happened. Here's Cyrus Fees.
Standing by here ringside, Jack Doherty in the house. You know this guy, he is everywhere. You're back here at BKFC. You must like it here, man. You can't beat this action.
Yeah, I'm staying out of trouble this time. Instead, I put in a parlay. I think I lost as of right now, but it's part of the game, baby.
It totally is. Next time you got to check out Ian Parker, our betting guy, man. He'll lead you down the right road.
I think I'm just going to hop in the ring and whoop their ass myself so I make sure my parlay hits. Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea, Jack. Jack Doherty in the house. We'll keep Arlovsky away from him.
Hell yeah. Arlovsky, I'll take you.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight comes to an end with our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, reaching the count of 10 at 56 seconds, round number 1. For your winner by KO, Mike Jones.
Mike Jones, Mike, I mean, I thought probably come out, feel out a little bit. You came out throwing bombs. Was that the game plan the whole time?
Hey, man, he punched me in the forehead. That shit hurt, so I bit down and fucking threw back, dude. Let's go. It's a fist fight.
Did what you had to do. Hey, that's 4 victories in a row in the bare knuckle realm. You have to want somebody ranked. Is that what's next for you?
Yeah, let me keep moving up, dude. In this 205-pound division, who is there in the top 5? Like, I heard Mohawk needs a fucking opponent. Yeah, give me somebody, dude. Give me a title shot. Let me get up there. Let me work my way up and make some fucking money.
I love it. Good luck to you, brother. Congratulations.
Hey.
Steve Townsend Leonard is one of the best cruiserweights in all of BKFC, which really showcases how elite this victory was for Mike Jones. Jones told us in our fighter meeting, I'm going to stay composed and patient throughout. He did not have the opportunity, courtesy of Steve Townsend, to stay patient, but he was composed as he landed the counters. Big shots to the finish. The winner by way of round 1 knockout, Mike Jones defeats Steve Townsend.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I'll be on the way. Yeah. You know I'll be on the way. Man on a mission, I'm a kid, and you know I'll be on the way. On the way. Yeah, on the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Saturday, August 8th, the roar of Sturgis Bike Week meets the thunder of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. BKFC rumbles into the Buffalo Chip with an action-packed night, headlined by the unbeaten, defiant BRYANT Atchison, taking on the dangerous knockout artist who's been on a roll, Mike Jones. Plus, heavyweight giants collide as Bear the Last Barbarian Hill battles the towering 6'7" Brady Big Bird MEISTER. Watch it on the BKFC app. Download it at bkfc.com.
And this tale of the tape is presented by Blackout Coffee. 205-pounders, BRYANT Atchison versus Scott Roberts.
Atchison with the 3-inch height advantage as well as reach advantage. Atchison, heavy power. Once utilized, once it gets Roberts trying to come in close.
Scott Roberts enters 1-0 in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. He's 3-0 in his pro MMA career. Roberts told us, I am extremely focused on throwing clean punches throughout this fight. I want to quickly establish my feints. And then Roberts said, I want to be all the way in or all the way out against my opponent, BRYANT Atchison.
And when he is out, he wants to make sure he knows it's supposed to throw his powerful shots. He's slipping them and countering, making him pay for each one of those times he throws and misses.
Roberts said in the clinch, I will work from the underhook. I'll throw big uppercuts in the pocket in the clinch. Roberts said BRYANT Atchison has an extremely powerful right hand. He's going to want to throw 1-2s throughout. Roberts said it's paramount for my success that I do not allow BRYANT Atchison to get into that 1-2.
He wants to throw to the liver, uppercuts. Guarantees he's going to break his opponent's ribs in the first round.
BRYANT Atchison is 2-0 in BKFC. His most recent victory occurred this past August when he defeated Joseph Creer by unanimous decision.
Just showing this power, had a quick knockout his first fight, but Creer, a very good fighter, just showed power, knocking him down and waited for the right time, waited just the openings. Creer doesn't give you many openings, but when he did, he took advantage, knocking him down on a few occasions. You can see he just waited for the right time. Boom! Beautiful right hand. When Atchison hits you, he hurts you. He's heavy-handed, and he's ready to come make a statement.
Home City, Billings, Montana, BRYANT Atchison. Atchison enters 2-0 in BKFC. He's 2-0 in his pro MMA career, 1-0 in pro boxing. BRYANT Atchison was an elite-level amateur boxer. He compiled a record of 248-16 in AMI boxing. In a fighter meeting, Atchison said, short punches throughout. I do not want to overthrow, and I continually want to be first.
He learned you can't throw hard the entire time. You have to manage that cardio. A pitcher only has so many fastballs. Same with the fighter. He's got to manage that, and he wants to wait for the right time. He knows his opponent's going to rush in, catch him coming in, put him down.
Of his opponent in this cruiserweight bout, Scott Roberts, Atchison said, I believe that Roberts will throw big, heavy, wide punches. But Atchison said, when he does, he is very open. That's where I will be first and throw those short, tight, powerful punches.
But he wants to get off first, no matter what the situation. His opponent's coming in, he's getting off first. His opponent's sitting back, he's getting off first. He needs to land that straight two. Feels like if he lands it, this fight is over.
BRYANT Atchison said, make no mistake, my key to victory is to keep landing my two with power and speed.
One thing he guaranteed me, Sean, this fight's not going the distance.
We go to Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for our next fight of the night. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the Cruiserweight division. Presented to you by Blackout Coffee Company. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears red and gold. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 204 1/2 pounds. He holds an undefeated BKFC record at 1-0. Fighting out of Hudson, Florida, here is the undefeated Scott the Mad Poet Roberts. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears blue camouflage trimmed in black and white. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 205 1/2 pounds. He also holds an undefeated BKFC record at 2-0. Fighting out of Billings, Montana, here is Defiant BRYANT Atchison. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Scott Roberts was emphatic in our fighter meeting. He said, quote, I want to spend half of this fight in the clinch. Round number 1. Fast start off on snap for Scott Roberts. He's in the red trunks. Blue trunks for BRYANT Atchison. Worked hand from Atchison. These are two very powerful cruiserweights. Big swings here, driving another right hand. Down goes Scott Roberts.
And just like Atchison said, catch him coming in. That's exactly what he's done twice so far.
Here's the mandatory 8 count given to Roberts by referee Andrew Glenn.
Roberts has got to be careful. He's still a little wobbly. If he comes forward and gets hit one more time, this is over.
Roberts heading to the inside, double unders from BRYANT Atchison. Gets the separation from Andrew Glenn. Leaping inside and knockdown number 2.
Roberts has got to learn he can't just come in like that. This fight's over.
Andrew Glenn stops this fight. BRYANT Atchison now 3-0 in BKFC.
Heavy-handed, powerful. Every time this guy throws a punch, it's dangerous. And if he hits you, you're probably going down, Sean. I mean, what he was able to do to career, and that guy's so hard to hit. This was every time he landed the punch, he did exactly what he said. He countered his opponent when he came in. Just boom. Roberts came in, just rushed, and you cannot look at that chin wide open, just begging to get hit. Atchison said, let me do that, I'll take care of it.
TKO. You got his hands up, but
Bryant Atchison again, Chris, 248-16 in his amateur boxing career. That does not guarantee success in BKFC. It does, however, show that Atchison comes to BKFC with outstanding fundamentals. Atchison has evolved that amateur boxing game into being a premium BKFC fighter. Very much now in the Cruiserweight world title picture is Bryant Atchison. Chris Camozzi, our world champion at 205 pounds, no doubt watching with interest at home in Denver, Colorado. Bryant Atchison with authority, 3-0 in BKFC. Here is Jeff Houston.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in calling a stop to this fight at 48 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Defiant Bryant Atchison.
Sean, you talked about his amateur boxing. That shows he has skill, but when you display power like he just did, you know you're a problem for everybody in this division.
Bryant Atchison told us, I'm not going to overthrow. Short punches will generate power. They absolutely did. Credit to Scott Roberts. He entered 1-0 in BKFC. He has power himself. He was game, but no answer for the power, the precision of Bryant Atchison. The winner by way of first round TKO, Bryant Atchison defeats Scott Roberts.
The Summer of Violence Tour rumbles into the biggest motorcycle rally on the planet. And tonight, the roar of the engines gives way to the sounds of bare knuckles.
An electric atmosphere here at the Sturgis Buffalo Chip.
For the third straight year, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship has returned to Sturgis, South Dakota, where bikers, fighters, and fans come together for one unforgettable night. The co-main event features two of the heavyweight division's dangerous contenders. The last barbarian, Bear Hill, collides with the towering 6'7" Brady MEISTER in a fight with power, pressure, and clashing styles. Then, in the main event, the undefeated, defiant BRYANT Atchison faces the red-hot knockout artist who's been sending opponents crashing to the canvas. And then asking for more. One man is protecting his perfect record. The other is looking to end it in a spectacular fashion. Live from Buffalo Chip in South Dakota, this is BKFC Fight Night Sturgis. And it starts right now.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Feel like $1 million. Sturgis, South Dakota, since 1940, motorcycle rallies have been descended upon this area. It's a party like no other. And for 3 years in a row, BKFC has brought the most exciting combat sport to the legendary Buffalo Chip. So rev those engines. It's time for BKFC Fight Night Sturgis. And we kick things off with our free view. Our first 3 fights are free, but more often than not, they go and steal the show. Some middleweight prospects here. Great scraps to kick us off.
You're gonna love this. Listen up.
And like the weather here in Sturgis, the main card has some heat on it. Some familiar faces. A big debut. Clay Collar toes the line for the first time after a banner MMA career. I love this. Crystal Pittman, Cheyenne Binliff scrap. 2 brutal ladies in the ring. Then Zeb Vincent, Alonzo Martinez in our feature bout.
Listen, you know what?
Co-main event, well, it's the Big Bear versus the Big Bird. Bear Hill has been a maniac, a contender. He's made some great, wild Sturgis memories. But the tall, unorthodox, fearless Big Bird Brady MEISTER has crazy KO power. Tonight, somebody's sleeping in that squared circle. And in the main event, we're looking for a potential Cruiserweight contender. Defiant BRYANT Atchison's a tank, has been deadly at the Buffalo Chip, undefeated. But Mike Jones just keeps winning, keeps stopping opponent. Only one will be left standing for Mohawk at the end.
The Buffalo Chip, baby.
Take a good look at it, baby. The Black Hills of South Dakota. The legendary Buffalo Chip. The 86th annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. This has become a tradition for Sturgis, a tradition for BKFC. We combine our powers and we bring you an amazing show each and every year. And we're always looking to up the ante, always looking to make it better. But what a night it's going to be. Opening for, of all people, Megadeth tonight here at the legendary Buffalo Chip. This Summer of Violence, though, it has come with a lot of passport stamps. We're talking about going to Italy, going to Europe, going to South America and Uruguay. But we all started the 250th birthday of America, Philadelphia, and it had some fireworks. Britain Hart retaining that title in the knockdown drag-out with Sarah Schell. And then it was the punch heard around the bare knuckle world. It was Ben Bonner dropping Austin Trout and taking on the undisputed lightweight title. Then we moved on to Napoli. We went back to Italy for the 3rd time, this time in Naples. And we had 2 new European champions. Tomas Melis takes home a title. Then it was also a big win, getting that W. 2 big champions coming out of Italy. But how about that brand new weight class, iron weight? And we had the inaugural title fight, and wouldn't you know it, it was Lorenzo Hunt. His third title. He made history and became a 3-weight class champion. Absolutely insane. Then it was just last week, we were in the UK in Newcastle. Bradley Taylor becomes the UK bantamweight champion.
Back, I promise. We're gonna go out here.
Well, folks, that brings us to the grand finale of the Summer of Violence coming up August 29th at Fenway Park. Folks, the Queen of Violence title will be on the line, Christine Faria. It's not easy for her to find an opponent, but we got one for the Queen of the Streets, Sophia Landy. That is going to be a battle. But last week, started the coverage with our press conference, Kai Stewart, Harrison Gigliotti, a battle for the featherweight championship. And can you believe it? Kai Stewart had something to say to the Red Sox Nation.
There's nothing you Bostonians can say or do that's going to knock me off my game. Like, I've been here, done that. I'm the best at that shit. I love it. And that gives me the peace of mind to come out here and break these Boston bitches like him.
Let me set the record straight. I grew up in a time where if you spoke like that about someone in Boston, it was on site and you'd have your teeth shoved down your throat. So watch your mouth, buddy. I don't care if you're King Kai. You're in Boston.
And
you're
you
in
guys
enemy
ain't
territory.
gonna do shit about it.
You're in enemy territory.
All you're doing is talking.
Yeah.
So you guys are not gonna do anything about it.
Great. At the end of the day, you're in Boston. Watch your fucking mouth.
Kai Stewart versus Boston. Are you kidding me? First show in Massachusetts. Featherweight championship on the line. Absolutely stacked card to the gills at the oldest ballpark in America, Fenway Park. The great monster. Oh my God. It is going to be a scene. And as if we didn't need more excitement, you know, the BKFC, David Feldman, are always giving us dream matches, giving us these major events. Well, we got another big one for you. Just a few days ago, I was in Manchester. The first face-off between Darren Till and Yoel Romero. The tension was thick. They stood there for over 3 minutes. Could not be separated. That is the main event, September 26th, AO Arena. It is going to be bananas. You do not want to miss this one. BKFC 94, Till versus Romero. It is a fully loaded fight card, and Manchester is going to be on fire for it. Woo! Speaking of on fire, it's hot out here, but it's about to get crazy inside our squared circle. We got a lot of crazy bikers, crazy knuckleheads in the house. So let's go to Sean Willock and Chris Lytle, who are ringside. Gentlemen, I'm excited about this one, this main event especially.
Fully agreed, Cyrus. Chris, this famed motorcycle rally here in Sturgis began in 1938. Again, a phenomenal atmosphere for BKFC as we are back in Sturgis.
Sean, I love coming here because all the people who come to Sturgis, they're potential BKFC fans, and after they come and they see it for the first time, we have thousands of new fans, and it's because we put on great fights here. All the fighters tend to have a lot of facial hair, a lot of tattoos, and they bring a lot of violence.
Our main event, this is pivotal in BKFC's Cruiserweight division. Undefeated BRYANT Atchison versus Mike Jones, who has won his last 3 fights in BKFC.
And I love it. Mike Jones coming up in weight, feels like he can still hit just as hard, but he's faster now, more accurate. Atchison, always devastating power. And when he hits you, he puts you down. This should be a great main event with title implications.
Tonight's fight odds are presented by RainBet.
And look at how even these fights are. You're not going to see too many fights in this manner, but geez, look at Zev Vincent's an underdog. How do you not like that? I mean, that guy brings it every time.
Alp Nicotine Pouches presents the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, administered this evening here in South Dakota by the Wyoming Commission. Punching in the active clinch is allowed. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open tonight here in Sturgis, South Dakota with a bout in the middleweight division. The numbers presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink for Jason Simon versus Jason Sanderson.
All right, Sean, here we go. Simon, 1 inch taller, however, 5.5 inch reach advantage, and he wants to utilize that because we know Sanderson wants to get inland power shots. Simon decides if that happens or not by utilizing that reach.
This is the BKFC debut for Jason Sanderson. He's had 17 bouts in his pro MMA career, 2 bouts in his pro kickboxing career. Sanderson told us in our fighter meeting, I consider myself a very smart and calculated fighter. I want to have a measured start. Sanderson, who is naturally right-handed, said, I will intelligently switch stances throughout.
Sean, I love what he talked about in our fighter meeting. He tried for so long to get on here. He's excited, but he's going to start off slow. Download information, see what his opponent does. He wants to be very smart by frustrating his opponent and get him to make mistakes.
Jason Sanderson said the frustration of my opponent, Jason Simon, will come from my outstanding footwork. Sanderson said I will use that footwork defensively to make Simon continually swing and miss.
And going against the southpaw, he really wants to land that straight right to the body. He feels like that's going to be a devastating shot.
Fighting here in his home state, South Dakota, Jason Simon. Set for his BKFC and indeed his professional combat sports debut. Jason Simon has had 5 MMA bouts. Simon told us, I want a very aggressive start. I want to quickly establish myself in the mid-range, and then I want to have an all-out brawl.
He's a pressure fighter, Sean. A wrestler, hard-nosed. You know how the wrestlers fight. They come in, they're willing to trade, push his opponent back, wants to push him against the ropes, and go to work.
Simon said, I believe I have knockout power in both hands. He also said, I am fully focused on the knockout. Jason Simon then said, I will, quote, be sad if I win this fight by decision.
But he's also trying to be smart in this fight, not just coming straight forward. Get that head off center line as you enter.
To get us started, we send it into the ring with Jeff Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BKFC Fight Night Sturgis. We are back at the legendary Buffalo Chip in Sturgis, South Dakota. We'd like to welcome all the best fight fans in the world, streaming live all around the world. And our first fight tonight to kick it off, it's scheduled for 3 rounds in the BKFC middleweight division, and it is brought to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Feel like $1,000,000. And now, introducing on my right, fighting out of the red corner tonight, he wears black and white, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 172.4 pounds. Tonight, he makes his BKFC debut, fighting out of Huntsville, Alabama, Jason Sanderson. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner tonight, he wears red with black and white. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 170.8 pounds. He also makes his BKFC debut, fighting for Sisseton, Wahpeton Sioux Tribe, South Dakota, presenting Jason Simon. When the action begins, your referee is Nick Behrens.
The first bell is presented by iHeartRadio. Jason Sanderson said, I'm expecting an aggressive start from Jason Simon. I have to be aware of his big swings. There was a big left hand, a literal first punch of the fight thrown by Simon, and that drops Jason Sanderson.
And it looked like it just caught Sanderson cold. Not sure if he's hurt, but looks like he's going to be all right. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if Simon tries to step on the gas.
Oh, counter right hand and double right hand from Sanderson off the canvas. Counter left hand, double left hand, knockdown number 2.
And he's got to be careful. He's hurt. He's got to take his time. They're going to stop this if he doesn't watch out. He's got to be smart, Sean.
Mandatory 8 count. Again, second time in round number 1, given to Sanderson by Nick Behrens. Second time off the canvas, right back to
that's it.
Face first, knockdown number 3, we are done. Welcome to BKFC, Jason Simon.
And Simon got rocked, he got hit as well, but it didn't matter. His offense was too much for Sanderson. Beautiful knockout. Nasty right hand that put him down.
Jason Simon, who said I will, quote, be sad if I win by decision. He will not be sad. Let the elation begin for Jason Simon, who said I am fully focused on recording a first-round knockout. He got it. 3 knockdowns of Jason Sanderson to the first-round knockout. for Jason Simon.
And like I said, Sanderson did land a good punch in there. I wanted to see how he could come back with that. If he could rock Simon, put him down. I like to see with both guys get knocked down, who's going to come out and who's going to have the heart to win. Didn't matter, though. Simon said, I'm not going down. I'm putting you down. That's exactly what happened. He landed power shot.
Jason Simon told us, Chris, in our fighter meeting, I went to brawl, but there was some technique as well as intelligence in that brawling style of Jason Simon. Those were tight, clean punches.
Yeah, and they landed clean, on point, and I knew it was going to be a problem for Sanderson after that second knockdown. If he tried to trade, he needed to try and move, get on his bike. That's just a lack of experience in this sport. When your legs aren't underneath you and you're a step slower, you're going to get knocked out.
Dr. Don Muzzi is the Chief Medical Officer of BKFC. He travels around the world leading our medical team for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Safety always first in the brutal world of combat sports, and certainly in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Jason Sanderson said, I'm a calculated fighter, I'm a smart fighter, I want to have a measured start. Jason Simon just never gave Sanderson, Chris, the opportunity to have that measured start.
Well, after the first punch and Sanderson got knocked down, that changes your whole game plan. You go, okay, how do I adjust now? I have to get that back, one thing, but at the same time, this guy's coming at me. I have to throw hard punches. I have to earn this guy's respect. And he did. He landed a good punch, but he just didn't move afterwards, and he paid the price.
Simon told us, I'm going to land hard rear left hands from southpaw. The literal first punch of the fight thrown by Jason Simon from southpaw, that hard rear left hand, that was knockdown number one. To his credit, Sanderson off the canvas, knockdown number two. To his credit, Sanderson showing his toughness off the canvas for the second time. Jason Simon, though, with the finish. Sanderson face first to the canvas, and that is the fight in round number one.
And we've talked about this before, Sean. Toughness is great. It's important. However, you have to have intelligence as well. And that's just sometimes a lack of experience, not getting knocked down and understanding, okay, first of all, I need to take all 8 count, stay on the ground, get my legs underneath me, then stand up. And then if your legs are a little wobbly, you got to move a lot. You got to tie up. You got to do anything you can to not take that devastating punch that's going to put you down. Didn't understand that.
Jason Simon, so proud of his Native American heritage, so proud to fight in this is BKFC and Pro Combat Sports debut here in his home state, South Dakota. Getting the victory and now showing his class. The clapping from Simon, the ovation from our crowd here in Sturgis is for what you're seeing. Jason Sanderson now sitting up. The examination continues from Dr. Don Muzzi. Jason Simon, Chris, almost stoic in our fighter meeting. So often when fighters say, I want a first round knockout, I want to brawl, they say it with a lot of bravado. Simon said it very matter-of-factly, but the intent was there. He was very clear-eyed. It wasn't a boast. He just talked about it as strategy. I'm going to brawl, I'm going to throw with power, and I'm going to go all out for the first round finish.
And you can see that wrestler mentality that he has. He's coming forward, he's biting down on his mouthpiece, and he's willing to trade. But I mean, this guy, heavy-handed. They showed us videos, Sean, of him hitting the mitts in our fighter meeting. They were like, oh, this guy has power, and he displayed it today. And let's look at some of his handiwork. First punch, straight left, right down the pipe. Landed. And just beautiful. That's exactly what you need. Step outside the lead foot, left hand works. And here, going at it. Those guys both landing some punches. Another left hand. It was that second one. I said the first one set it up where he was hurt. And here's that last one. That right hand did the damage. The left hand just sealed the deal. See here, the right, that's it. And the left. Oh, another right, you can see that, but just for good measure.
We go to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fight is over at 43 seconds of the very first round. Your winner by knockout, Jason Simon.
Great debut for Simon. So that hard-nosed wrestling style and ability to come in and throw hard punches, especially in front of his hometown crowd here, Sean.
Jason Sanderson wanted a measured start. Jason Simon wanted a wide-open start, and Jason Simon got the wide-open start. That left hand, the first punch of the fight, knockdown number one. 2 more knockdowns to follow in the opening round to the first round finish. In our opening bout of the evening, the winner by way of round 1 KO, Jason Simon defeats Jason Sanderson.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I be on the way. Yeah. You know I be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. I'm on the way. On the way. Yeah. On the way. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Are you the world's baddest man? Earn your place in the toughest tournament on the planet. This brutal war of survival ends in a live event where the toughest fighters battle for their share of the life-changing $20 million prize pool. No gloves, no mercy, no excuses. Join the BKFC's World's Baddest Man Tournament now.
Inside the Buffalo Chip 86th Annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally BKFC Fight Night Sturgis, brought to you by Bucked Up, feel like $1 million.
Buffalo Chip, it's right up
Rain
there.
Bet.
You can upgrade your seats. You can get official
Ball Boys.
Or you can download the app. It's
Forged Irish Stout.
You scan it.
And Fubo TV.
Listen, how many people?
Oh man, you come to Sturgis, you gotta get yourself a tattoo. One of our own, Johnny Love got his own Sturgis tattoo. That's what we're talking about, doing it right. Let's go to your tail of the tape.
In the middleweight division, the numbers presented by Fubo TV for Art Driscoll versus Justin Walters.
All right, Sean, Art Driscoll, 1 inch taller, 3-inch reach advantage. He knows Walters wants to lunge in, throw those hard shots. He's got to make him pay.
Two hard-hitting middleweights. Both fighters talking about being aggressive and landing power punches throughout. Justin Walters set for BKFC bout number 3. He's at 1 in pro MMA, 1 in professional Muay Thai. Walters is naturally right-handed. He told us, I will keep switching stances, do so off of active movement. Walters said, I'm going to walk down my opponent in this middleweight bout, Art Driscoll, using an extended striking guard.
He wants to throw a lot of jabs, frustrate his opponent, bait him into throwing, and then exploding in with a flurry of punches, push his opponent backwards.
Also of his opponent, Art Driscoll, Justin Walters said Driscoll is at his best when his opponent is standing and trading. Walters said, I cannot be stationary. I need to move, I need to angle, and I need to push Art Driscoll against the ring ropes.
Got to make sure he keeps his vision the whole time. In his other fights, he's thrown punches, put his head down, hasn't been able to see the opponent, and when you get hit in that manner, you go down. Keep the eyes on the opponent the entire time today.
Art Driscoll, the New Yorker, now based in Santiago in the Dominican Republic, set for BKFC bout number 4. Driscoll was an NCAA Division III track All-American at Oneonta State University in New York. Driscoll told us in our fighter meeting, I will utilize constant in and out movement. Driscoll also said, I want a very fast start to this fight, straight twos, come forward aggressively, but not recklessly.
Something very smart. He said he really wants to circle left the entire time. He wants to bait his opponent to throw a punch and then counter.
Of his opponent, Justin Walters, Art Driscoll said, I believe that he is very comfortable throwing with his left hand, much more so than with his right hand. I have to be active. I have to dictate the tempo of this fight.
And do not be surprised if Driscoll is first off the line, wants to attack fast, but he wants to make sure he's not reckless, but He said he's coming out quickly and trying to get the knockout.
Driscoll said, I will seize openings, I will utilize my pressure on the inside, I will use a very active clinch.
And get into that pocket, utilize the clinch, push him around. Feels like he's going to be stronger than his opponent. He can be the bully in this fight. And son, I'm not sure how they missed this before, but it's always funny when they have to cut the fingernails right here at the ring.
Sometimes the outside ref will cut the fingernails. Sometimes the cut man will cut the fingernails. Sometimes the fighter will do it, him or herself. Look at your former trainer in the UFC, Pat McPherson, jumping in there. One of our outstanding cut men.
He never cut my fingernails, so I don't know. I think he probably tried to charge me for pedicure and manicure. I don't know. I know how Pat is. I mean, is it the percentage of my purse enough? Now he's trying to charge me for manicure fees? Come on, Pat.
If one ever wonders why is there an outside check in professional combat sports, it's for things such as this. When I was a kid and watched pro wrestling, they were looking for the quote-unquote foreign object. But in the real world, not the kayfabe world, you're looking for things like uncut fingernails.
Well, and the reason, Sean, a fingernail in the eye can really change how a whole fight plays out.
Good pickup from our outside referee in this bout, the always outstanding Andrew Glenn.
That's why we have these guys. That's why we check out Fighter Safety Show.
Back we go to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with fight number 2 on the Freeview. It is brought to you by Fubo TV. And once again, we're scheduled for 3 rounds in the BKFC middleweight division. And now, introducing on my right, fighting out in the red corner tonight, he wears black and gold, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 174.8 pounds. Tonight, he makes his 3rd appearance in the squared circle, fighting out of Powell County, Kentucky. Introducing Sexy Justin Walters. And now, his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. He weighed in at an even 175 pounds. Tonight, making his 4th appearance in the BKFC ring. Fighting out of Santiago, Dominican Republic, by way of Kingston, New York. Presenting the Berserker, Art Driscoll. When the action begins, your referee is Blake Grice.
Former BKFC light heavyweight world champion Josh Dyer in the corner of Art Driscoll. Driscoll said, I am not targeting the body of Justin Walters. I am targeting his head. Round number 1. Trying to target the head of Art Driscoll with the overhand right to start this fight is Justin Walters. He's in the black and gold trunks. Black and gray trunks for Art Driscoll.
Walters talks about trying to utilize that jab. He's doing it pretty well so far, Sean. Popping it out there, but not committing.
Southpaw stance of Walters coming forward, orthodox stance of Art Driscoll.
Oh, he caught him.
And that's ruled as a knockdown by Blake Grice. Here comes the mandatory 8 count given to Art Driscoll.
Rightly so, Driscoll took a knee. He got hit, he got hurt, Sean. Got to be careful.
The assessment, the clearance from Blake Grice, right back to it. Immediately off of the canvas to the inside comes Art Driscoll. Big right hand from Walters.
Walters looks extremely relaxed at this point.
Walters, again, naturally right-handed, but sitting in southpaw. He's done so thus far through the entirety of this fight. We're scheduled for 3 in the middleweight division. 65 seconds remaining, round number 1.
This is a good thing for Driscoll. He's had some time to recoup, get his legs underneath him, to make sure he doesn't keep getting hit with these clean shots.
A tight striking guard for Art Driscoll, trying to find the jab. Now the hook jab, can't do it. To the inside, heavy punches. There's the right hand from the halftime club, right uppercut, Justin Walters. Walters on the right hand, knockdown number 2.
Just all over him. Driscoll is hurt. Let's see if he can get up.
Up at 7 is Art Driscoll.
And Driscoll might want to just move around the rest of this round, try and make it to round 2, reset.
Back to it from Blake Grice. To the mid-range from the center circle, Justin Walters, who is having a very strong round number 1. Twice here in the opening round, he has dropped Art Driscoll.
And Walters just looking so relaxed at this point.
And then out goes Art Driscoll. Methodical for Walters. Explosion in from Driscoll, back to the outside. Walters again to the mid-range. Heavy on the left hand, right hand. Right uppercut lands just before the bell. Next stop, round 2.
And once again, Driscoll very lucky just to get out of that first round. He needs to recoup. He needs to go over, listen to his corner, come at this from a different angle. It's that southpaw versus right. Driscoll is not staying outside that lead foot. He's letting Walters be outside, and that's where the straight punches are landing, doing the damage. You see, ducking the head. Walters talked about that in his fighter interview. He has to keep his eyes on his opponent the whole time. Driscoll's not doing that thus far.
94 degrees outside on this hot August summer evening at the famed Sturgis Buffalo Chip. Part of Bike Week. Sturgis Bike Rally, which began in 1938. Sporting touch of hands, Art Driscoll, Justin Walters, back up to scratch. Round number 2. Driscoll immediately pumping his jab.
And once again, Driscoll not stepping outside that lead foot, letting Walters just throw the straight left down the pipe.
Walters again staying in southpaw, which means that's his lead hand. That's his natural power right hand. He is right-handed, throwing those heavy lead hooks, those heavy jabs and hook jabs, just like that to the inside. That was a hard jab.
And Walters just decides when this fight is happening. He stays back, he waits. Driscoll just stands in front of him. And when Walters just decides to throw punches, he's right there to hit.
That right hand landed on the delay. Knockdown number 3 of this fight.
Look at the frustration. I'm not sure if he wants to get him. I don't think he feels like he can win this point. He's not able to get inside. Every time he does, he gets hit.
There's been a slight delay on 2 of the 3 knockdowns that Walters has recorded on Driscoll. The first of this fight, and here this knockdown in round number 2. 60 seconds remaining in the second round.
You can see the referees really looking. You can see the way that Driscoll fell down and didn't want to get up. He's not going to give him too much more.
Walters feeling as though he is in full control.
Walters is in complete control. He needs a big punch as Driscoll changes.
Big left hook! The second knockdown of Driscoll in round 2, the 4th of this fight, and that is the fight. Victory number 1 in BKFC with emphasis for Justin Walters.
And Sean, in my opinion, Walters looked like a different fighter. Very relaxed, very poised. Didn't rush. He kept his eyes on him the entire time, just like he talked about. Much improved.
Justin Walters said, I cannot be stationary. That's when Art Driscoll is at his best, when his opponent is standing and trading. Walters said, I will use my power, use my volume, use my accuracy. Excellent footwork throughout.
And here's the first knockdown of the second round. Just a grazing shot. Glanced off, delayed reaction. You can see he almost did the splits. And just all over his opponent was Walters. Straight hands, rights, lefts, just everything. Good straight punches. Walters talked about having great power. He just had not been able to display it thus far. He was able to tonight.
That's why they call me sexy, baby.
Art Driscoll is always game. This was his 4th fight in BKFC. Justin Walters, win number 1 in BKFC, was absolutely on point. Chris, he fully laid out his strategy to us in our fighter meeting. Talked about being methodical with his movement, his power, his accuracy, but never reckless. Checks across the board.
And Sean, it's always funny because a lot of times he says that, but you're thinking, I've seen you fight twice and you weren't able to do that. He really delivered on his promise and he was able to get in there, and that's why I got the victory, Sean.
Here's Jazz Secura.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Blake Grice has stopped the contest at 1 minute and 22 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by TKO, Sexy Justin Walters.
And Sean, sometimes it just takes people a couple of fights to really get the feel for BKFC. I feel like that's what happened with Walters. He was much improved, looked relaxed, calm, and very collected.
Never rush, but always intelligent urgency from Justin Walters in this fight. 2 knockdowns of Art Driscoll in round number 1. And then cool as you like in round number 2, Walters, 2 more knockdowns to his first win in BKFC. The winner by way of round 2 technical knockout, Justin Walters defeats Art Driscoll. Having never gone past 2 rounds in his 5 bare-knuckle fights, 6'7" Brady Meister is fully focused on recording a quick finish versus Bear Hill in tonight's co-main event.
I don't like decisions. I don't ever want to leave that up to chance. All the fight fans who paid good money to be here, they want to see one of us win. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my job. I'm going to show them that I belong in that ring. I'm going to show them that I belong in the blood. My height and reach is a very key factor for utilization during this fight. I don't want to get close to him so he can play his game. I want him to chase me so I can play mine. All 3 of Bear Hill's fights have gone to decision, with the exception of 1 by stoppage. He's strong, he hits hard, he's relentless, but he doesn't have that knockout power. My official prediction is he's going to drag on into the 3rd, possibly the 4th. One of us is going to get too tired, or one of us is just going to give up, and it ain't going to be me.
Brady Meister set for our co-main event in the heavyweight division. Meister from Great Falls, Montana, set for BKFC bout number 5, his 6th overall in the sport of bare knuckle. It's part of our main card. BKFC Fight Night Sturgis. Scan the QR code on your screen. Go online, bkfc.com, and you can watch our main card live. To the featherweight division we go. Trayvon Kroger versus KB Dubois. Our tale of the tape is presented by Ball Boys.
I mean, Kroger, big for this weight, 6'3", to his opponent 6'5", but it's also the 4-inch reach advantage that Kroger has. He's going against the Canadian KB. Dubois wants to get inside and land his power shots. Feels like he has great power, but he has to get inside to land them.
From Edmonton, Alberta, KB Dubois set for his BKFC promotional debut. Dubois 1-0 in bare knuckle fighting. KB Dubois told us in our fighter meeting, I will continually apply pressure, keep mixing with being first with intelligent counter punching. Dubois also said I'm going to throw and land a lot of big overhands.
Said he wants to bait his opponent in, then counter. One thing I found very interesting, he talked about being a game day fighter. And we see this sometimes, Sean, a guy who's great in the gym, not so good outside of it, but he says he's the opposite. He's better in the ring than actually in the gym.
Dubois said, I will keep slipping punches as I move forward. I want to establish myself on the inside. Once in, I want to be very physical in the clinch.
He feels like he has a lot of natural power. He's heavy-handed. He's faster than his opponent. He realizes that clinch. He's going to bully him and he's going to beat him up.
Trayvon Kroger is 2-0 in BKFC. His most recent victory occurred August of last year when he defeated Dan Pettit by first-round TKO.
And he does a great job of utilizing that reach. He can keep you right at the end of his punch where he can land and you cannot. Has good power, but good accuracy. He feels like he prides himself on landing clean, hard shots. Really wants to get in and fight more often. Feels like he is going to be a problem for a lot of people in this division with that height and that reach.
From Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Trayvon Kroger. He's 2-0 in BKFC, 7-0 in pro boxing. Kroger is naturally right-handed. He told us in our fighter meeting, I prefer southpaw. I want to be extremely elusive from distance, from southpaw, continual smart movement.
Almost dismissive of his opponent. He's like, I've never lost in a fight. I don't know what this guy's thinking. Wants to come out, a lot of movement, a lot of good boxing. Feels like he's very technically sound. He's more experienced and he's just overall better than his opponent.
Kroger said active long jabs, constant 1-2s. Kroger said defensively, I feel that I have an outstanding ability to read punches, slightly take my head off of center line to avoid those punches.
And he said he will fight off his back foot, let his opponent come in, and then counter effectively.
Back we go to Jessica Hero.
Here we go, all set. This fight is brought to you by Ball Boy Skincare for Athletes. We've got 5 rounds in the BKFC featherweight division. And now, introducing on my right, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight, he wears black, accented in red flames, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 146 pounds. He is 1-0 in bare knuckle combat, and tonight makes his debut at BKFC. Fighting out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, introducing KB Soulkeeper Dubois. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears pink, accented in black. Standing 6 feet 3 inches tall, he weighed in at 144.8 pounds. He is 7-0 as a professional boxer and undefeated 2-0 at BKFC. Fighting out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, presenting Trayvon Kid Cobra Kroger. Your referee is Andrew Glenn.
KB Dubois told us, I cannot allow Trayvon Kroger to control this fight from the outside and therefore control the rhythm. Round number 1. Pink trunks for the South Dakotan, Trayvon Kroger. Black trunks for the Canadian, KB Dubois. Ooh. Big swings, big hooks, but there's the elusiveness from Dubois. Kroger on the inside right hook.
Dubois has to
big left hand from Kroger, and that drops KB Dubois.
And Dubois has to do something about the way he's coming in. He's just lunging in, he's getting hit. He's got to come in behind the jab, behind the head movement. Otherwise, he's going to get 8 up.
The assessment after the mandatory 8 count. KB Dubois given by referee Andrew Glenn. Right back to it, huge left hand. There is the stagger. Into the clinch. Dubois clinching on. Perhaps he would have gone to the canvas if not for grabbing Trayvon Kroger.
He would have. Dubois was hurt. He got his chin straight up. He's got a block. He's throwing. He's all offense. You got to worry about the defense in this sport.
More big left hands from Kroger. Again, Kroger naturally right-handed. He told us he would fight in southpaw. He's landing big in southpaw. Big right hand on the inside. There again, the defensive clinch from KB Dubois. Overhook from Trayvon Kroger.
Dubois was rocked again. Once again, he's not moving his head. He's just getting rocked every time.
Kroger from the outside back to the inside. Another big right hand. Kroger on the left hand. 40 seconds remaining. Round number 1. We are in the featherweight division. Still big swings from KB Dubois.
Just wild shots at the problem. Kroger, you can see those coming a mile away.
Kroger now loading up. Stalking pressure. Dubois trying to throw off of his back foot. Again, Dubois coming forward, initiating that defensive clinch.
Dubois is leaking all over the place because he's taking too many clean shots.
Final stages, round number 1. Again, the defensive clinch from KB Dubois. 1 knockdown here in round number 1. That has been recorded by Trayvon Kroger. Mouthpiece out. Good refereeing by Andrew Glenn. Mouthpiece given to Kroger. Back in. There is the bell. We move to round 2.
Dubois is lucky he was only 1 knockdown. He was rocked several times. If it weren't for that clinch of his, he's tying up. And his face is a wreck, Sean. Just clean, powerful shots. Dubois throwing, and every time he throws, he opens himself up. His wide punches. Watch, he's overhands he's throwing. Just nice, clean, straight left down the pipe by Kroger.
Our crafted replay presented by Forged Irish Stout.
And just look at those. I mean, I'm shocked he didn't fall down. That's some great balance because he got hit with a very good 3-piece. But just the way he's throwing these wild, bright hands and left hooks, he's missing, and his chin is right there to get hit. He's got to jab his way in, straighten those punches out a little bit, if they even let this fight go on.
You see the cut under KB Dubois' left eye as well as in his left brow. We will have a medical timeout.
good.
And the Chief Medical Officer of BKFC, Dr. Don Mucci.
That's
This fight is over. Trayvon Kroger with class, now 3-0 in BKFC.
And just a dominant performance, Sean. Landed clean, landed good counters. I mean, Dubois was just throwing his punches a little too wide. You can't do that against a sharpshooter like Kroger.
At 26 years old, Trayvon Kroger most definitely a featherweight to watch in BKFC's ultra-stacked 145-pound division. He's 7-0 in pro boxing and 3-0 in bare knuckle fighting championship.
And the thing I'm liking about him is this his ability to counter his accuracy. Every time somebody's throwing hard punches at you, that's difficult to fire back in the right spot. You kept worried about getting hit. He wasn't worried about it. He got just out of the way, fired his shots, and landed pinpoint accuracy, and that's how he got a quick win.
In our fighter meeting, Trayvon Kroger talked to us as much about his excellent defense as his excellent offense. That's very rare. 95% of the time in our fighter meetings, it doesn't matter male or female, regardless of the weight class, fighters like to talk about the attack. They like to talk about their offense. But Kroger talked about being elusive, the head movement, the foot movement, lateral movement, circling, being on his back foot, on his front foot, but then also landing those long, clean, straight punches.
And Sean, that is the difference between our good fighters and our elite fighters. It is the elite fighters who understand this is a great sport, but it's a lot about your defense. I don't care how good your offense is. If you get hit too much, you're not going to be great. You have to be able to get hit and still come back, but you have to try and avoid as many of those shots as you can. And that's what we saw. Like, Kroger looked phenomenal.
Here's Jeff Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the first round on the doctor's advisement, this fight comes to a stop. Your winner officially by TKO, Trayvon Kid Cobra
Quite the performance for Kroger. Once again, shows poise, shows pinpoint accuracy, ability to beat in that firefight and still come out on top.
And this is BKFC debut. The Canadian from Edmonton, KB Dubois, said, I will continually apply pressure. Dubois continually tried to apply pressure, but Trayvon Kroger on point with his defense, on point with his offense, long straight punches. Before the start of round number 2, physician stoppage, and that is the fight. The winner, by way of round 1 TKO due to physician stoppage, Trayvon Kroger defeats KB Dubois.
Look at that, man. 3 fights, 3 stoppages. This is his bare knuckle fighting. You know what?
Here we are.
You guys.
Here we are, folks, here at the legendary Buffalo Chip. They are all lined up for BKFC and Megadeth. Scan the QR code right now to get the entire show. We're concluding the free view, but we got so much more to give you. Incredible co-main and main, 2 incredible ladies on this card. But how about Defiant Bryant Atchison? Undefeated. He loves fighting here at Sturgis, and he is nasty with it. So much power does Atchison have. But he may have met his match because Mike Jones is a bad dude. Who I'm talking, Mike Jones is a bad dude. So serious, so many stoppages. He is really hitting his peak right now, and he has an opportunity to take out Atchison and move that much closer to a Cruiserweight title shot. Look at these fans. They are losing it here in Sturgis. It is a party through and through here at the Buffalo Chip. Not too bad. What an opener for Megadeth. I mean, you can get a lot of bands. Why get a band when you can get BKFC? Scan the QR code right now. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you with BKFC Fight Night Sturgis.
We'll do another one.
Saturday, August 29th, it's the debut of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship in Massachusetts with the fights at Fenway Park. Undefeated featherweight champion of the world, King Kai Stewart defends his title against New England's own Harry the Hitman Gigoletti. Plus, the Queen of Violence, Christine Faria, collides with the Queen of the Streets, Sophia Landi. Watch Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship history unfold live at Fenway Park on the Bare Knuckle app. Download it at bkfc.com. That's bkfc.com.
September 26th, we are back in Manchester, AO Arena, and we're going big.
Boy.
The co-main event, crazy. World middleweight title on the line when former UK boxing champion Jack Cohen challenges the redneck Dave Mundell. That is gonna be money.
Been on top and I'm here to stay.
This is intriguing in the welterweight division. Clay Collard versus Dan Keepers. Our tale of the tape is presented by Forged Irish Stout.
And as you can see, Keepers not only 3 inches taller, 6.5-inch reach advantage, and he's gonna need it because Collier, very powerful fighter, a lot of great wings. Keepers need to utilize that range the entire night.